you remember you were telling me about the love triangle.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and this is the thing, Kamal, and that we need to have.
Would you say that you are like a high maintenance girl or woman? A man need to be kind of rich to sustain your lifestyle?
I want my man to treat me at least as good as I treat myself. And I treat myself like a princess.
So here's the $1 million question to you. Why do you think our relationship has failed?
If you don't love me, you don't love me. No matter how many qualities I have. Sometimes it's better to be selfish to not be hurt, you know? And I can be selfish.
The demons I was struggling with and fighting with, I couldn't let them and just like completely be honest with you and say, look, this is going to be...
I don't want to work for this relationship in the first few weeks, few months, because that's the period when it's your time to shine as a man.
It feels like you want to say, I cannot love anyone before I feel loved. So isn't that a little selfish?
And you're saying that love is giving someone ability to destroy you, hoping that this person never used this.
Wow. Hola, welcome to the show.
Hello, nice to see you.
Nice to see you again. So I heard you're moving to London, is that true?
This is something that I was thinking about since August last year. And when I visited London, it was not my very first time there, but when I visited London and I left the tube in a city of London, and I saw all these, skyscrapers and the UBS office there in Broadgate. And I was like, yeah, that's my place. I feel that I'm in my natural habitat, and I don't have this feeling often. So far, I had it only in 2 cities, so it was London and Barcelona, super different, but yeah. And I said to myself that I give myself a year to move there, and it's happening.
I am asking that question because many guests we had here, they all came back. Many of them, I think like 90%, they come from London to Poland, and you're doing the opposite. So that's quite interesting. So tell me about your life in Poland, in Krakow. I know you are a very outgoing and social human being or girl. And so tell me about that.
Yeah, so I think that a lot of people are moving to Poland because it's amazing. And honestly, I think that this is my place to be, but sometimes you just need to leave your comfort zone to develop. So yeah, I really think that Poland is amazing, but this plan that I have in my head is because I want to do something more. I want to grow and surround myself with people who really succeeded with their careers. So here in Poland, as you probably know, most of employees are on like junior level. Most of the people are, 9 to 5. They just want to go to work, have a lunch, come back, spend time with family, and that's it. I always wanted something more from life. And I know that staying here won't guarantee me the life that I want to have. But I'm not saying that London is, my place for life forever. Definitely, I will come back to Poland sooner or later because, as you said, so many people comes here and they love living here, and I totally understand. So I don't leave Poland because I'm not happy here or I think it's not a good place to live. Definitely not. Especially, Krakow is a great city to live in, but it's way better, I would say, when you're having your family life already set. It's not very entertaining. So if you're like me, you're going out a lot, the list of the places when you can go out during the weekend and have some fun, it's pretty short. So I'm quite bored with Krakow at this point of my life, but I'm not saying no to come back to Krakow, Poland, whatever. I'm quite open, honestly. because I think that my, place where I will settle, it will be strongly dependent on the person I will choose to spend my life with.
So say you meet the man of your dream in London and they're like, there's no way we go back to Poland. This is going to be our life. Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will risk anything for love.
Risk. Oh la la. So let's talk about love. What are your, let's say, main concept of love? What does love mean for you?
So I know you posted something some time ago on this Warsaw Confidential Instagram, and actually this was the quote that I had saved in my notes for a while. And it was saying that love is giving someone ability to destroy you, hoping that this person never used this.
Wow, I remember that.
And I really love this definition of love, because that's really true. So for me, love is when you totally open up in front of someone and you believe that this person never used anything against you.
Have you ever been in love?
Yeah.
How was that?
I was lucky to be in love. It learned me a lot, I would say. It led me to broken heart, as in most of the cases, I would say. But yeah, it was worth it. Frankly, I love the person I am now, and I know that if not the situation from my past, if not my heart being broken and all these lessons, I would not be where I am now. So I really think that we need these bad experiences in life because it shapes us. And as I said, I'm so lucky that I experienced this type of love that is, overwhelming, and you think you can do whatever for this person. It not always pays off to do everything, but that's all about love. You're just crazy and you're not, thinking rationally. So
what
have you ever been in love, Kamal?
Me? Yeah, many times.
Many times. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, for me, love it's a very spiritual thing. But let's get back to you. I want to know what's different between the Ola now, like today with all your experiences, and the Ola before, the Ola in love. Because I assume the way you said it is like you've been in love, you got your heart broken, and then you become this person. Mm-hmm. So tell me about this storyline here and here.
It was a long way.
Before love and after love. What changed? What has changed on you?
So I think that we can experience different kinds of love during our life. So not every love will be the same. And it's also really important to remember that we can love definitely more than one person. And even if we don't love our next partner as we love the previous one, it's nothing wrong with that. It's just different kind of love. So I need to say that I experienced a lot of different kinds of love. I also had this, one big, overwhelming, crazy love that learned me a lot. And I think that now I'm ready for this peaceful, relationship without this fireworks. Because for a long time, I was looking for fireworks. And the older I get, the more I realize that it's not about the fireworks, it's about finding the fireplace. So the last thing you want after a really challenging day at work is coming back to a house full of fireworks. You just want stable relationship, peaceful house, and someone who's there to support you, to help you with any struggles you have. But answering for your questions, so what's changed in me? Maybe it's because of love, but maybe it's also because I just grew up, obviously. I know what I want.
So what do you want?
That's what I just said it. I just said I want fireplace. But yeah, I know what I want. So this journey was like discovering myself. And also, you know, when you're with someone in your very young age, you're not focused on yourself. You're focused mostly on this relationship and on your partner. Because obviously, if you want to make it work, you need to focus on the relationship. You cannot selfishly think about yourself only. And yeah, I realized after the breakup that I would miss out on so many things if I was still in this relationship. So I was happy on that time, and I thought that's everything I need. But then after I broke up, I started having a lot of time for myself. That pushed me to, you know, coming back to my hobbies. So I started my dance classes. So something that I really wanted to come back to when I moved to Krakow. But, you know, I was too occupied with, you know, my boyfriend, our stuff, our life, and so on. I came back to dancing. I got this role in HSBC just after breakup. So I started with my career. So I was quite occupied, and when I'm looking at, you know, the situation from today's perspective, I see that if I was still in a relationship, I wouldn't do all of these things probably. And I'm so glad, I was able to focus on my work I get here. I'm so lucky I could come back to my dance classes. I could, take part in this musical. It takes so much of my private time that, now I feel I don't have time even to date someone. But I think that 20s should be your selfish years. And when you're focusing on a relationship, you cannot focus on yourself. And if you don't focus on yourself now, you won't have time for this. And I'm so glad that for this past few years, I'm able to, get to know myself. And I think that I reached a point when I know myself well enough. I know what I want, and I'm just going for that.
And you know especially what you don't want, yeah? So what do you look for in a relationship nowadays?
Peace.
Peace?
Okay. Like I want, peace in not in the context that I want to, spend every evening at home watching movies. That's not what I mean by peace. I want my partner to give me this comfort and, this feeling that I don't need to worry about things because he's there for me. He will support me if needed. And seriously, it's hard to feel like this nowadays because we're living in difficult times. I would say if it comes to relationships, people are not really fixing things. They just prefer to change the person for someone else, and that's definitely not my way. I'm coming from a family where every marriage is like happy marriage with several years, or even if it comes to my parents, they are 42 years together in a marriage, in a happy marriage. So that's what I'm looking for. And I always say I feel that I was born too late. And people changed so much for the last 50 years. And it's difficult, for me to date now because I want to date only someone that I plan on marrying. I don't like to, disrespect my time by dating someone, just to spend time nicely. If I want to spend time nicely, I will go out with my friends. So, what I mean by peace is this really supportive partner that will always focus on, fixing things, working on things, and not just giving me headache. I also say that if your life is not getting any better and easier when you have a partner, you're not having a partner, you're having an issue. So what I expect, because you said what's my expectations, is that my partner will treat me at least as good as I treat myself. So the bar is high.
Stories are the single most powerful weapon any leader can arm themselves with. They are the currency of humanity. And those who tell inspiring, emotional, powerful stories rule the world. Today, I am super excited to talk to you about storytelling. To put it simple, storytelling changed my life. It allowed me to meet the most incredible people in my life, to raise capital for my startups in Dragon's Den, and simply improve my life as a human being. And today, I would like you to do the same. So, I am excited to announce my upcoming masterclass in the art of storytelling. And so, if this is something you're interested in, I would love you to join our masterclass. So, you can leave your details below and I will be in touch. Thank you so much and see you soon.
So let's start. This partner is providing you with peace, he supports you and everything. What do you bring to the table?
I bring the same but doubled.
Explain.
Yeah, so it takes me some time to open up. Also, maybe it's impacted by my past experiences. But I'm the kind of person that I'm like all in. When I decide to open up, I'm all in. And once I feel loved, once I feel supported and comfortable with someone, I can like double this and give it back. And I don't want it to sound like the love is, 50-50. So you give me this, I give you that. That's definitely not my point. But somehow you need to gain my trust, because what I have to offer, I'm not offering anyone. So you need to put some work on it to get this from me. So I was never the person who were trying to get a man. No, if you get me, you will see what I can offer you. But put some effort in it. And if you don't, you're not worth my time.
So can you explain me that? Because it's a very interesting point. It feels like you want to say, I cannot love anyone before I feel loved. So
No.
Isn't that a little selfish?
Sometimes it's better to be selfish to not be hurt, And I can be selfish. I can even, love someone, but I don't need to show it. So I can have feelings for someone, but if I see that this person is not treating me the way I would like to be treated, I don't care, I love this person. Because for me, love is about respect. And when I don't feel like that in my relationship, I will make everything to unlove this person.
Like what?
So I can have feelings for a guy. Mm-hmm. I'm getting to know him better. And with time, I see, okay, he's not really acting the way I see my potential partner, my future husband, the father of my children. And when, this reality hits us, I can have feelings to him. But if he's not meeting like the criteria of my future man, the love is nothing. I don't know if we can speak about love in such early stages, but let's say like feeling in love with someone. And definitely I'm already at the point in my life that I cannot only choose with my heart, because as I said, I would like to pick a partner who will be a great husband, who will be amazing father, and great example for my children how to treat women how to treat people in general. So it's not selfish at all. I'm doing it for my children.
Yeah, but you know the idea. It's like it's like the gardener who wants to have beautiful flowers and everything and take care of his garden, but he's like, oh no, I will just wait until I see flowers. But you cannot see flowers if you don't put efforts.
But
Show them love.
You know who should be gardener in this story?
Yes. Who?
The man.
But he is.
No. If you're telling the story, he's a flower.
No, he's gardener and he want to have flowers. And he's like...
You know what? Maybe there will be a girl who will say, let's make this garden bloom together. Like, bloom. Let's do it together. Let's take care of the flowers. And it's more like a partnership relationship. Partnership? Sorry.
Yeah.
It's more like a partnership. I'm not someone who want to be in like partnership at the very beginning. I want to be the flower that you need to water and you can see them, blooming. Because I'm quite old-fashioned. I want to be a woman that is conquered, and I don't want to work for this relationship in the first few weeks, few months, because that's the period when it's your time to shine as a man. That's the point. Then when we're in a relationship, I can assure you, sometimes it will be 50-50, sometimes it will be 20-80 from my side, opposite, because that's how life is. And you cannot always expect from someone to put 100% efforts, but not at the very beginning. At the very beginning, I think that you as a guy should be gardener in the story.
But what if you have to see it from the man's perspective? Like, okay, I like this woman, I want to build something with her, but I don't feel any love. How can I love her? Do you see the irony in the vicious circle?
And you know what's my answer to this?
Yeah.
I think that men who are truly in their masculine energy, they have courage to love. They have courage to risk it. It may not work out. Maybe this woman will never open up and she won't be the one for me. But I have courage to love, to show her my, true loving face. And guys who are insecure in their masculinity, they want to be worshipped. That's my opinion. They want to be, taken care of and so on. So if someone thinks that my approach is selfish to finding love, okay, but that's what I want, and I can be selfish, I can stay single as long as I will find this guy. And I think that,
Maybe selfish is not the right word to be, now when I think about it. I think you are, I started with talking about risk management because it seems that it's not, you don't take risks. You don't want to take a risk. You don't want to open your heart and show your qualities and how amazing you are. And that could potentially harm your chances of meeting the man of your dreams or drive away the man of your dream. Don't you think so?
I don't think so, because women and men, they love differently. And once a woman needs a man to prove his love, by his actions, his words, everything, how he treats her, it's really important to us. So we can even love a guy, not at the very first, sight, but we can love them in the process because they are good to us. We feel secure, we feel comfortable, we feel loved. And we will love this guy, and he can be the love of our life. Even if we didn't have, this heart attack at the very first, time we saw him. But with men, it's different. I think that all you need to do, if a man loves you, is to exist. You don't need to prove your qualities because he is just there for you. He knows. And I never heard a story of a man feeling in love with a girl because she cooks well, she cleans well, she's good in bed, she's pretty, she's smart. No, I can be the prettiest, the smartest, girl in the room. I can cook well. I can have amazing work. If you don't love me, you don't love me. No matter how many qualities I have, because it's a choice of your heart. And men are definitely not choosing based on a woman's qualities. It's just the feeling. And usually they get this feeling quite early and they just know. And they are able to risk it all for her. No matter, like, you know, if she can cook, if she cannot cook, if, you know, she's smart or not. They just know. That's why I never want to prove anything. And I never want to convince a guy to love me. I don't want you to love me because I'm smart and I'm pretty and I have a good work and I can cook and I can dance and I can do this or that. I want you to love me because, like, you know, of who I'm truly am, not because of my qualities.
So what about men who've been like hurt in love and they are not easy to open up and...
Don't speak to me.
And they are, you know, and you are obviously, or we're going to assume that you are attracted to this man and he's just been hurt and he's afraid to open his heart. And you, in the other side, you're also like, oh, no, I'm not going to love this man because his... And then we get two people who are afraid to be themselves. And then this relationship is dead before it was even born. So how would you deal with that situation? If you see you're attracted to a man and you're not getting the love you want, you're just going to move on, or?
Yeah, because I really think that when the right person comes into your life, it's just simple. If you want to have relationship, you can actually make it with anyone. If you put a lot of work, a lot of effort from both sides, you can be with anyone and probably you will even have a nice life. Okay, you need to be quite, you know, similar and so on, but if you both put an effort, it will work out. But it's a choice of being in a relationship. I don't want to be in a relationship. I want to find love. And I think there's nothing like looking for love. I know that this love will find me when it will be time for it. And it will be easy. It will be simple. I will not need to adjust or, you know, do some extra work on it. Life is hard enough. So why to complicate it even more?
So you say you know what you want and therefore you know what you don't want. What are some of the red flags that you see in a man that makes you think, okay, this guy is not for me, I am moving on?
Honestly, I don't have, you know, much experience, I would say, because maybe not the red flags, but I see some behaviors that I don't like at the very beginning. I'm not into like dating apps. I was never using that. So I only meet people in real life with some exceptions. But yeah, when I meet someone in real life, I can see it straight away if this has some potential or not really. So yeah, I can actually count the guys I dated on one hand because I already saw it at the very first time I met him that, okay, he's quite interesting. We have a good flow. Let's see if this will work. So, you know, I love funny guys with charisma and, you know, super confident. So that I would say green flags. If it comes to red flags, I don't like when they're like cocky and, you know, thinking they can have anyone. That's straight away like no for me.
So what's your like ideal first date or dream date?
Honestly, I usually have a lot of pictures in my head when it comes to some events of my life that I'm planning in the future. But if it comes to perfect dates, I would not say something cliche like picnic at the beach in Maldives, whatever. No, I think it depends more on the company. And what is really important for me, it's not really, you know, the place. But yeah, usually, you know, I'm quite elegant. I like good food. So definitely if I can pick, I will not, you know, pick McDonald's for a date. I would rather pick a nice, you know, drink bar. But what's really important for me, and it's a big plus at the very beginning, when I start dating someone is when they plan it. I love that. So all I need to do is to just put my makeup on, put my dress on, and appear. So that's what I love when you say, I will pick you up, we'll go there, you don't need to worry about anything, the table is booked. That's what I like. That's the perfect date, when I don't need to worry about anything else besides my outfit.
Interesting. Do you think we had a first date, a nice first date?
It was amazing. It was
the
amazing.
$1 million question. Here we go. So tell me about that first date. What was special about
remember?
it? No, I don't remember, but
you tell
was
me.
special
We will
about
check. We will see if you have good memory what I was wearing.
of course I remember. Come on. Do you remember?
It was really nice. The place was great, and yeah, you did exactly what I just described. So you said, look, be ready at this time. You wanted to pick me up, but I said I will just get there myself. So, it's not always, that I'm expecting a guy to do this or that. I just sometimes want him to propose. I can propose something else, but, this proposal needs to come from you, and then I can decide if this is an option for me or not. So yes, you tick the boxes. We went for a nice dinner, really beautiful place. All your days are there, the first ones?
No, all the special ones. And then we went to what? To some club?
You're asking me again?
Fuck, I forgot. No, because I remember something that I liked, that the music, when they were playing, we went to Sen, right? And they were playing.
We were changing places, yeah. We went for this drinks in piano bar as well.
Right.
So it was a long night.
And I liked that you didn't, you said I don't like, it's not really techno music, but it was like house. And you were dancing. And and I think it was the first and not last time. But I think that
it was not. We were partying a lot to this kind of music, so don't bullshit me now. But
no. What I want to say is that actually what made me think that you could be, a potential partner, because I really appreciate it. Like, wow, she's willing, and you were not like doing it. Okay, I'm just gonna be here and pretend, but you were like really trying to dance to the music. Do you remember or no?
Yeah, and I like when things are going my way, I would say, but I can really adjust. So something like different taste in music should not be, a hard stop for,
Right.
dating someone. And you've got different kind of music. I had different kind of music. You were also partying to Latin or R&B. Maybe you were not enjoying as good as me, but still. So you need to be flexible, definitely in relationship, because I think that really rare people have this luck to find a partner who's just tailored for them. That's it is what it is. You're perfectly, aligned in everything. It's extremely rare. I think it's possible. But yeah, you need to be super lucky. So obviously you need to be flexible. You need to be open to try new things when you want to be in relationship, definitely. But also you cannot lose yourself in looking for relationship, because it's just not worth it. If you need to leave your comfort zone permanently to please this person, it's not going to work. Earlier or later, you will be frustrated. And once being in this relationship, maybe you will meet someone that will better accomplish your life. And then we've got an issue. So if you're not 100% sure, or at least 98% of sure that this personality, maybe it's not, perfectly aligned to yours, but you can work it out, and this differences between you are not that major, that's fine. But when you need to do too much adjustment and you need to change the way you behave, whatever, for that person. You're just not for each other. And you need to accept it, that you will meet many people on your way. And you may like them, you may love them, but it doesn't mean that you will have a life with them.
So here's the $1 million question to you. Why do you think our relationship has failed?
Because we're from different fairy tales. That's the answer.
That's me. Okay.
I'm a practical girl. You're an artist. And it was a huge difference between us. And you know that. You're an amazing man. And I think I'm an amazing woman as well. So we both deserve to be with someone who is tailored for us. That's what I think. And I don't think you will be like happy with me and I will be like fully happy with you, because there were like too many differences in the way we think on many things. And I really think that you will find someone who's just better for you and someone who will make you happy. So basically, it was in our favor.
No, it's a fair point, but I'm going to go ahead and share my point of view. Sure. Obviously, we are different, yeah. And so personally, when I met you, I was going like seriously through the hardest time of my life, I can confidently say. And I tried to not show that to you, like to be strong for you, to show up for you. And not really, I mean, it's not a weak side. Like, I'm proud that I've gone through this. And I think I've told you a little bit that time about the friend who stole, the $50K from me. And I was like, and it was the day I had the first date, in which I think I didn't show. And I didn't want, when did I tell you about this? Do you remember? Or, and I think from that day when I start to be vulnerable in front of you, I felt like you've been out of love. I wouldn't say you've been in love, but I still remember it. Like, I felt love from you only once, and that was coming. Let me finish. And I remember you came from Krakow for the weekend, and I opened the door and I could see love in your eyes, because you're like, I think the first thing you said was like something, oh my God, I missed you so much. And you're like, I had a shitty train. I don't know what happened in your train, and you were like a little tired, and then you just hugged me, and I truly felt love that day. And I never felt it again.
Lucky you felt it once at least.
Yeah, exactly. And so when I analyze things, this is not an excuse to say I didn't, put a lot of effort in the relationship, or I didn't do that. But I honestly, the demons I was struggling with and fighting with, I couldn't let them, and just like completely be honest with you and say, look, this is going to be some rough days, because it's not fair to put you in that position. So I think I personally think that we had incredible time. It was October, it was my birthday month, and then we had November with the trips here and there. But we came back to what we were discussing before. I think I went to Morocco, and I was in the beach, if you remember, and then but I don't know what you said, and you're like, I cannot love someone if they don't love me. And I think that flipped my world upside down, because
you took it very straightforward. And
no, I did, because that's what it's meant. And it's not only I understood that, but I felt that, because I felt like you are too calculating, and that your career, it's like you're applying the risk management principles to your love. Because what you said in the breaking up episode is like, I didn't feel a certain feeling, I don't feel ready to move to Warsaw. Not I forced. And I feel like this is a bit too artificial, like to wait to get to some feelings, and like, oh, it's 6 months, I didn't feel I'm ready. And it just is like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but look, it's really difficult to demand like support from someone who you just met. So definitely it's been a tough time for you. which, I didn't know much details about the very first weeks. You just told me then, a couple of months after why you were behaving this or that way. But you cannot demand from someone you just dated for the, 3 or 4 times to support you. So it's a bit unfair to judge me.
It's not about asking for help. It's just like wondering, like, what can I...
Yeah, but, I cannot, like, as I said, it takes me time to build relationship and to be the woman I want to be for my man. It doesn't come after, first dinner together.
No, obviously.
Because you need to gain this from me. So if, for example, all of that you're saying happened after, I don't know, us dating for a year together, my approach to the situation would be definitely different. But as you said, it was quite tough situation. We started dating. It was probably like distracting you. You couldn't maybe be truly yourself. And maybe if not that, it would be different now. But you remember you were telling me about the love triangle.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And this is the thing, Kamal, that we need to have.
But not that love triangle. You have to explain what's love triangle. It's not.
It's threesome, so that's different.
No, the love triangle is you have to have the physical attraction, then you have to have the emotional
intelligence.
Emotional intelligence. And what's the third one? Remind me.
Effective communication.
Yeah. And then there is a plus one, which is you have to be in the same,
No, it's the circumstances. It's not environment. It's the circumstances.
Yes.
So maybe it was about the circumstances, but we didn't make it here.
Okay, so if you had to go back in time, would you change something, or what would you change?
I would not.
Would not. Mm-hmm.
And I'm speaking about I'm speaking about last few months. I'm speaking about all my life in general. I would not change a thing. You know why? Because I would not be the same person if I did something different. Maybe I could do something better, but then I would not have the lessons learned. And maybe it will sound cliche, but I think that everything happens for a reason, and what's meant for us will find us. So you cannot over-control situations. And seriously, I was over-controlling for a long time. And a few weeks ago, I really achieved this inner peace. And I'm like, I know I will have a good life. I feel it in my bones. I work hard for it, but also, I feel luck everywhere. And I'm patient to get there. So I'm really glad that I met you, and it was quite a new dating experience to me. And it was great. As you said, we had a good time, but I would not change anything. Would you?
No, not at all. I would rather, because I am curious, like, I believe in the theory of the multiverse or timelines. Like, when you do some certain things, like, your life changes in a certain direction. And I am wondering, but then again, it's like, what if this friend didn't betray me? Would it be a different outcome? Because all what I could think is to recover from this betrayal and also manage this new relation, and manage the business, because, I have this, and I'm just thinking, sometimes I wonder, would it be different if this crazy story happened?
For sure it would be different. I don't know if it would be different between us. Maybe we would not even meet. Like, we cannot think what if.
Actually, no.
Because it's overthinking that leads us nowhere. You just need to accept the life how it is. There are some aspects you can work on, but here, nothing happened that just, crashed this situation between us. It was more like, just honest conversation and just a decision that's how we're gonna, progress now. And, also considering my future plans, and these were the plans that I even mentioned to you on the very first date.
True.
It would be really difficult. So, you're saying that I put some timelines in my head that, okay, in 6 months, nothing happens, so I'm giving up on this. Because, that's definitely not my thing. But if it was, going to get serious, I would definitely adjust my life plans. Because as I said, for me, the love will be always on the first place. And even though I have like big plans if it comes to my career, if someone told me that, Ola, now or never, you're having the opportunity to meet, the love of your life, you will have a great life with him, but you need to give up on your career and just focus on family now, I would do this, because that's, the first one in, my goals pyramid, definitely. So it was like, a lot of going in my head. And I said like, no, I don't feel it. It doesn't have for me like potential for like serious thing for life. Maybe for 2-3 years, but not for life. And I don't want to, disrespect my time, your time, because I made the decision that it's just not, that important to me to give up on my other plans. And I know that it's going to happen. So, I didn't want to just delay this decision till I leave, for example, because it will be really harmful. Mm-hmm. It will be really harmful, I think, for both of us. So I think it was the right decision we made at the right time.
So when did you see that this train is arriving to its final station? When was that moment and you're like, this is not working?
So, I really believe in like notice period. So you've got like 3 months to assess if this employee is a good match for the job or not.
All right, Mr. Risk Management. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Go on.
So I started having some doubts after 3 months.
I see.
Yeah, I think the New Year's Eve.
What? Because I didn't get you McDonald's.
The deadline.
You were like, I went to McDonald's. That's why. Yeah, so I didn't get you the burger.
I told you. I have 2 rules. One of it is feed me well.
So I will travel back in time and get you that McDonald's. Let's see if we... So let's talk about, I think it's a very, knowing who you are. Would you say that you are like a high maintenance girl or woman? That a man need to be kind of rich to sustain your lifestyle? But be honest. Don't give me the...
No, I will be honest. I want my man to treat me at least as good as I treat myself. And I treat myself like a princess. So, of course, I expect a guy to treat me as like a princess. Because I can go out to a nice restaurant with my friends. I can go for holidays by myself. So when I'm meeting a guy, let's say he's 10 years older than me, right? He cannot be at the same point as me, because it means something is wrong. He's a man and he's 10 years older. I kind of know where I will be in 10 years, considering, that my career will go well, all of that, no obstacles on the way. I kind of know what kind of life I can grant myself. So, of course, I expect that this guy is already at least at the point where I want to be when I will be his age. So obviously when I'm dating a guy who is my age or older, younger by 2 years than me, I cannot have expectations he's rich, but if he's ambitious, if he's smart, we will make it together. That's even more fun, I would say. Because when you date someone who's older than you, they've done it all with someone else. And when you're meeting someone like your age, you can discover the world together. And I was always saying, be a boss, date a boss, build an empire. But I would rather say it that way than just entering the empire.
So in that case, did my career choice affect your thinking about our relationship? Because I remember when we were breaking up, you said, I need a man who's stable in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Could you expand on that?
When you're dating someone younger, you take the risk that, okay, this person is still looking for his place to be. He will be probably, trying, I don't know, to open a startup, to do some career moves, whatever. But when you date an older man, you expect that, he's like comfortable with his career already, and he will be able to focus more on the relationship with you. And like one of my dates doesn't work because the guy was so much focused on his work. He was like 30 years old, so still quite young, quite new to all of that, and work was always on the first place. And I'm quite busy. I don't require like 100% of your time, but if I need to adjust everything to his work, to his work trips, business plans, that's not gonna work. And I had feelings to this guy, and that was my decision to just give up on that. Maybe it's not the right time. Maybe if I met him in 5 years it would be different, but maybe I was a bit selfish, but I just couldn't accept it. That every time there's something more important than me. So when you were going through this tsunami with, your company, what to do next, I had this deja vu that it's happening to me again, that your focus will be fully on your work, on your career now. That's understandable. And I also think that if a man is not fully accomplished with, his career, he will never be able to, truly love and truly engage in the relationship. So, the best would be to really meet someone who is already, stable. He's not, doing the race to get somewhere. Because it's really distracting his thoughts from the relationship.
So, okay, because when you say stable, like having a stable job, that could be, because there's two types of, generally, so there's the entrepreneur who has companies or have one company, and then you have the guy who's working a 9-to-5 job. He's very stable. He gets same amount of money every month. And would that something you would be enough with, or is that what you mean?
Yeah. So if someone is entrepreneur, it gives more freedom, right? So considering, for example, my situation now, I don't really like it that, I need to be available like every day. I have 26 days of holidays and so on. And I want to be entrepreneur one day. I don't mind if a guy was working in a corporation. Why would I? I'm doing this. But I said, I want someone who's ambitious. I want someone who's ambitious, because if he's ambitious, maybe at this point, he's not super successful, but if he's got, willingness,
the drive.
If he's got the willingness to do something more, to maybe one day risk, open a business with me, without me, that's for me the indicator if this is partner for me. Because I always say this, I need a guy who's smarter than me, better than me, fitter than me, funnier than me. I want him to impress me. Only then I can be attracted to him. So, of course, if he's doing 9-to-5 job, and he's progressing well with his career, and I see, sparkles in his eyes when he's getting to work. He's happy. I'm happy with him. And it doesn't matter if he's not making a huge money, but you can also be with a guy who is entrepreneur and he had a bit of luck and his company succeeded. He brings a ton of money, but you have a boring life with him. So it's definitely not an indicator to me. So it's about the power. It's not about the money.
Power is money, and money is power.
But sometimes you can get the power, and you're slowly getting there.
So how would you say that you grow from our past relationship?
That's a difficult question.
I could see that your energy has changed. I can definitely tell that you're more down to earth and mature. And not like this princess, I want this and that. That's my honest opinion.
I'm pretending.
I think I like look.
I was like, look, I don't think I changed much for the past few months. Maybe you just have a different perspective on me at this point. Definitely, it was a new experience to me. It was actually like the first time I started a bit engaging in a relationship after a long time. But yeah, I still learn some new things about myself. And for example, now I know even more what I expect from person with who I want to spend, the rest of my life.
Beautiful. Ola, that was a wonderful conversation. Thank you for being honest and open. That's it.
When we're doing the next episode?
So any parting words you want to say?
I didn't prepare anything, sorry.
No. Whatever comes to your mind.
Thanks for having me. It was really nice.
Any advice to entrepreneurs and men who want to find the love of their life?
Don't look for love. The love will find you.
Beautifully said.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the Warsaw Confidential podcast. If you've enjoyed our journey together and wish to support us further, please consider subscribing to our podcast and leaving us a review. Your feedback not only motivates us, but also helps in growing our community. As a token of our appreciation, we've partnered with Meknes, a brand where Moroccan craftsmanship meets modern luxury. Exclusively for Warsaw Confidential listeners, Meknes is offering a 15% discount on their exquisite collection of leather goods. To claim your piece of luxury, visit meknes.com and use the code Warsaw15 at checkout. Thank you once again for supporting both the Warsaw Confidential podcast and Meknes.